Please join us in the pledge.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, item number 1 is present retirees with certificates of appreciation. So I would like to invite the board to step down and let's present these. And your name is called. Just come on.
Our first retiree is Darlene Morris from the Recorder's Office. She was not able to be here tonight, but we wanted to make sure to acknowledge her. She's been with the county for over 13 years, and we wish her the best on her retirement. Catherine Thayer. Catherine has been with the County Attorney's Office for over 13 years. We wish her all the best with her retirement. Thank you, Catherine. Teresa Cooney, also in the Attorney's Office, has been with the county for 14 years, and we wish her all the best with her retirement. Next, we have Babette Miller. Babette has been with the Public Health Department, and more recently with the Board of Supervisors Office, and she has been with us for 25 years. Thank you, And our winner for longevity, Dale Etcher with Secondary Roads Department, has been with the county for over 42 years. Thank you, Dale.
Thank you, Dale.
Thank you very much.
How many driving tickets in 40 years?
Thank you. Okay, let's do a roll call.
Scholl.
Here.
DeCook.
Here.
McIntyre.
Here. All right. Item number 2 on our agenda is the consent agenda. We have claims at $737,836.95. A fringe for $109.35. B, minutes to approve special meeting 11/26/19, regular meeting 12/3/19, special meeting 12/5/19, and special meeting 12/12/19. C, approve removal from payroll Dusty Wood, Director of Victim Services Attorney, effective 12/1/19. D, approve wage adjustment for Richard Boatwright, Motor Grader, Secondary Roads Department, effective 11/1/19. E, approve wage adjustment for Dennis Beretta, Equipment Operator, Secondary Roads Department, effective 11/25/19. F, approve 6-month wage increase for Ryan Bowen, Superintendent, Secondary Roads Department, effective 12/16/19. G, set public hearing date of 1/7/2020 at 9:35 a.m. regarding rezoning application of land from A1 Agricultural District to FBC Floodplain and Conservation to C2 General Commercial Highway Service Districts, submitted by John Judish of Studevant, Benton, and Judish. H, consider the resolution appointment of medical examiner and medical examiner investigators for Warren County, Iowa. Do I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
So move.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Scholl.
Aye.
DeCook.
Aye.
McIntyre.
Aye. Okay, item 3 is consider the 2019 Warren County Isolation and Quarantine Policy with possible action. Okay.
And I believe there's no change in these policies. I think we do this every 2 or 3 years, so I would move.
Okay. I'll second. Any further discussion?
Schultz,
Aye.
DeCook,
Aye.
McIntyre,
Aye. Item 4, consider award contract for fuel quotes for the 2020 fuel bid with possible action.
Okay, so we received 2 quotes for the fuel bid. The top quote is James Oil Company at $605,803.10. And then the apparent low quote on this is Agriland FS Incorporated at $604,777.10.
I would accept a motion to accept the bid quote bidding to Agriland FS Incorporated in the amount of $604,777.10. And
So-
authorize chair to sign the contract.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion?
The only thing I'd like to say, I remember when this thing was more than $1 million, and I'm sure we're buying more fuel now than we did 6-7 years ago. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's fuel prices can really fluctuate, but we're lucky to have lower ones nowadays. And moving forward in our budget, we do budget conservatively in fuel because of that.
I have another question for you as well. Is that locking in a contract pricing for the entire year or?
Correct.
Well, it's a good deal. We got it locked in low. I like it. Thanks, David.
Roll call.
Schultz,
Aye.
DeCook,
Aye.
McIntyre,
Aye. Okay. All right. Item 5, consider rescinding resolution 19-298 and new resolution for entrance variance application by Chad and Lindahl Bierman with possible action.
So we'd obviously still like to honor the board's decision to approve the variance request, but we just want to take the stipulation out for the 35 miles per hour, excuse me. We will be putting up some warning signs, but that doesn't require a board motion. If the board so desires, we can put some regulatory white and black signs up, but it's our intention that we don't put spot kind of zones for mile per hour signs to cover a couple thousand feet in the county. So if there's any questions on that, I can take them.
I would move the resolution for the entrance variance application by Chad and Lindahl Bierman.
So just so I'm clear, we're rescinding the prior resolution because it stipulates a speed change. So we will be rescinding that resolution and then approving in the same new resolution, the variance it did.
Yes, the variance request only. I think the resolution that was approved previously mentioned a 35 mile per hour, but it didn't give a beginning or end to it. So we just like to remove it and handle it with yellow warning signs in this particular case. So it'll still say 35, it'll just be the yellow and black type warning signs you'll see out there.
Okay. Do we have a second?
So Aaron, are you making a friendly amendment?
I was.
And I consider it to be friendly.
So now you get a motion on the floor. Call.
Is that the second?
Did you seconded, right, with your?
I did.
with
I
your
seconded with
Okay.
the amendment.
Further discussion? So this does cover us in liability issues, and I think that was what the intention for the 35.
On gravel roads in general, they're just not designed to standards, so I think in general, people need to drive cautiously on gravel roads because they didn't necessarily grade the hills down to meet today's standards. There's still steep grades, steep hills, and areas like that, but there are reference materials in particular in the engineering side of things that discuss low volume roads, and there's a lot of different standards you can apply for things like that. So.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Yeah,
Very
thanks.
nice.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Teresa?
Schultz,
Aye.
DeCook,
Aye.
McIntyre,
Aye. Okay, item 6, budget report.
Before you have budget reports as of the end of November, when we look at our fund balances, our general basic balance is down, and we talked about that. That'll be replenished with bond proceeds at the end of December for those payments we've made to Motorola. Then we'll be showing an increase to that general basic fund. General supplemental is pretty steady. Other funds that are down, mental health, that's because we sent additional funds to the fiscal agent to the district at the end of the year. Road basic is up because of those lost payments. The REAP fund, it is down, but we know that's because conservation purchased ground last year, so that's why it's showing being down. And then our capital projects fund balance has increased from last year because we received those proceeds in December. So in November we did not have those proceeds in there. So those fluctuations are all explainable and none of them are out of line. If you look at your expenditures, we would anticipate around 42% of expenditures at the end of November. As previously we've discussed, the auditor's office has some annual payments as well as voter expenses, election expenses. So she's running a little bit high. The sheriff's department has been running high since the beginning of the budget season, and we'll need to look at that at budget time for most likely needing to amend that. The recorder's office, the annual agreements for Eagle Recorder, and then we have that accrued archiving that we had budgeted for last year, but then the payment came out of this fiscal year, so we'll look at amending that as well. The medical examiner, this continues to be an interesting budget. The best we can do is a 5-year average when we look at budgeting, but again, this one's running a little bit hot this time of year. However, it could even out. It just depends on when we're getting those fees. The county libraries and the historical society, those are paid. Half of the libraries is paid at a time, and historical society is paid all at once. And then our general services, 40% of that budget is for property and liability insurance that we pay annually in July. Therefore, it's going to show well over. Comparison this year to last year is difficult. As you can see, pretty much the whole page is green on where there's a significant difference between one year to another. We've gone over this over the last budget reports. I don't know if there's any items that are concerned that you wanted me to touch on for those. If we look at our revenues, we would anticipate 42% of revenues. Grand total, we're looking at just under 30%, but that's when you factor in our capital projects where we anticipated issuing 20.4 in bonds, and we have not done that. Therefore, when we take that capital projects back out, you can see we're at 48% for revenues over our regular revenues, not those additional special ones. Those that are showing under, you've got the auditor, which won't receive election fees since November. This is through the end of November, so those election fees will come in. The treasurer's office, as interest income increases over time, and those CDs come due, as well as when we have those fund balances in there after taxation. The attorney's office, the fine fees are generally received later in the year. Department of Human Services, that our LAE payment is paid quarterly, and we've only received one payment to date, but I have received it, and that second payment went in December, so it's now over the 50% mark. DCAT services are proportional to expenditures. And capital projects, again, that's the bond issuance is to be determined. Again, comparing revenues from one year to the next, we've got mostly yellow items here. We've gone over a lot of these. There's just kind of differences in our interest, in our timing of our fee collections, timing of different fees going in there, timing of transfers. Additionally, we've increased budgeted transfers for nutrition and wellness, and some various other items. And then our net changes to our tax collections. We have decrease to the rural, increase for the lost, and then supplemental and the debt services all make a net change significant compared to the prior year. Are there any questions for me in regards to those items?
Thank you. Item 7 is receive and file reports for A, reporter, B, Veterans Affairs, C, General Assistance, and D, Humane Society.
I move that we receive and file the 4 reports.
Second?
Further discussion?
Scholl,
Aye.
DeCook,
Aye.
McIntyre,
Aye. Okay, supervisors report. Supervisor Schultz?
I've just had 2 meetings that I attended since the last meeting. One was Heartland RC&D, and the other was the Indianola Chamber.
Supervisor DeCook?
We've all attended multiple special meetings. We've been working our way through performance reviews for our non-elected directors. I think we finished those up today. Attended a HERDA board meeting and have a CICS one on Thursday that I'm looking forward to. I think we should start getting a little better grasp on not only next year, but hopefully projecting out a bit further in the future on what that levy rate looks like. So looking forward to that one. Multiple correspondence with constituents, as well as received some confirmation on timing regarding the Justice Center and upcoming scheduling. It looks like all the changes that have happened to the design, that period of time is over. Those changes are now moving on to DCI, and I think bid packages will be early January, ready to go out. So there's an update.
Thank you so much. I have various meetings that I've attended, some constituent meetings in their homes concerning roads. Let's see. And various interviews for our HR department with the board assistant. And just about wraps it up. A couple special meetings. And, okay, we have item number 9, which is public input. And the time is now yours. Seeing and hearing none, I will move on to item 10, which is our next meeting date. It's January 7th, 2020 at 9:30 a.m. And I would take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Further discussion?
Scholl,
Aye.
DeCook,
Aye.
McIntyre,
Aye.